During the break there, as you were listening to the news, perhaps the weather forecast, and just generally speaking, cooling your jets after a lively hour number one, I was attempting to text Congressman Tim Burchett. Have you heard about Tim Burchett, Ken Weaver? Have you heard what happened to brother Tim Burchett?
No, what?
Got kicked by a horse.
What?
Yeah, apparently over the weekend.
Is he okay?
He's, according to Will Garrett, his press secretary, he's going to be all right.
Wow.
I've reached out to him to see if he's going to be okay, but man, kick by, that's nothing to
No, sir.
Broke a rib or maybe two, we are told, but he will be on the mend, and he's strong as an ox and healthy as a horse, so apparently he's going to be A-okay. But we're just hearing about that from from media sources, and I'm reaching out to him to make sure everything's okay. That sounds rough.
Yes, sir.
But you know, he lives on a farm. There you go. I bet Congressman John Rose has been kicked by his share of livestock over the years, considering his time that he spends on farms. Congressman Rose joins us right now on the Matt Murphy Show on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hello, John. How are you?
Good afternoon, Matt. Thanks for having me on the Matt Murphy Show today.
It is an absolute pleasure. We hear that your colleague, Congressman Burchett, got kicked by a horse over the weekend, which begs the question, when's the last time livestock has attacked you, John? I mean, I know you're on the farm a lot, so I imagine you've had your fair share of incidences.
Yeah, fortunately, none in the last several years. My good friend Frank Lucas from Oklahoma got run over by a bull about 18 months ago, and it did a real number on him. I think broke his hip, and I hope Tim tells me he's okay. And he's making the rounds about that, but I think he'll be all right. He's kind of tough, so it probably takes more than a good swift kick to put him down. But back in the day, I did get run over by one or more cows and got kicked a lot when we used to milk cows. So you never quite get used to it, but it's part of being on a farm.
My grandpa always told me, and I think he was lying to me, John. My grandpa said you just have to sweet talk them before you start milking them, and I don't think that's true. But that's
there's some truth to that. There's some truth to that. You play them soothing music, and that calms them down. And then if they've got the right amount of feed, then they're pretty good. But it's about personality when it comes to cows. You learn the ones that are going to cause you trouble, and maybe then they can sense that you're skittish when you're around them. But you do sweet talk them. There's no doubt about that.
You traded cows and bulls and chickens on the farm, and you went up to D.C. and now you're dealing with snakes, right? I mean, you deal with.
That's right. I'd a whole lot rather have to deal with livestock on the farm than the livestock in Washington.
Well, I wanted to get your thoughts on what's going on in your district. I mean, I understand that it is apparently an agreement that the state has made with the boring company, but obviously, I mean, I had to do the research, John, and I will admit to you, this morning I got up and I was thinking about this announcement that came yesterday afternoon, and I thought, well, is the airport in the 5th district, the 6th district? I didn't know which district it was in, and I looked it up, and it obviously, you probably knew this. I could have asked you, and you would have known that it is in the 6th congressional district. And I'm curious about your thoughts. For me, it's exciting. I love it when a private enterprise that is forward-thinking about how to alleviate traffic off Tennessee roadways. I don't want to lead the witness, as they say, in any way. What are your thoughts on this, John?
What you're saying.
Oh dear, we lost him. John went bye-bye.
Well,
maybe we could get Elon to help us out with a Starlink, and maybe that could help us with our cell phone. Cell phone communication is a wonderful thing, y'all. We can communicate with virtually anybody, virtually anywhere. But when it goes bad, it goes bad. When it goes south, it goes south. Hopefully, we'll get John back on the line and we'll get an answer from him. Until then, I will take your telephone calls on this matter, 615-737-9986. A lot of you are telling us the last time you got kicked by a wild animal, and several of you are indicating that those wild animals were on 2 legs. Yikes. Let's talk. I don't want to know anymore. Let's talk to Steven, who has a thought on the tunnel. Hey, Steven.
Hey, Matt. Permission to be funny.
Come on.
So this is I don't see this as really going anywhere other than maybe the autonomous thing in the near future. Because for one, if you're going to go downtown Nashville, the traffic's really not that bad. I mean, unless it's like in a big event that everybody's going to or something. But if you think about it, even once you get to downtown Nashville, there's all kind of places you have to go to once you get down there. So you're still going to have to use an Uber or a Lyft or a taxi once you get to downtown Nashville. So I don't really see it, being all that great. What I wanted to say was, Elon, if you want to do something cool, man, give us a freaking flying car, because all your rockets and all this other stuff, man, that's going on, nobody really cares. You want to really help us out and have somebody liking you, give us a flying car, man. That's all.
Here's the trouble, Stephen. Who's going to operate those flying cars? You?
Yeah,
I don't trust you. I don't trust you with a car on the ground, Stephen.
Yeah, I mean, all you got to do is just put your location in there, and then you're good to go.
So the car would be largely autonomously flying. Yeah.
In all honesty, I would never get in a flying car. You would never see me in it. I think the closest we're going to get to that is like a drone van or something where you can put like up to 10 to 12 people in it, and it's all going to be, operated by somebody. I don't see no flying cars.
No, I mean, it fraught with peril, the idea of the flying car. But thank you, Stephen, for the call. I think we got John back. John,
I'm back, and I don't know where you lost me. I was on a tear.
You were on a. Well, we're going to start again because right as you started answering the question, the joke that all of the listeners made is you must have gone into a tunnel. See what they did there. But obviously, big announcement, Boring Company, an agreement with the state. It's my understanding that the city had an opportunity to be there too, but they chose to turn that down. It's my understanding that that was political in nature, but I just wanted you, John, as the representative from the airport. I mean, this feels like it's going to augment so much of what's going on to build out the airport and make it an international hub and continue the hot tourist destination that we truly are. Just start back from the beginning and talk to me about your thoughts on this tunnel.
Sure. Well, I think you are on the right track, Matt, with what I've heard you say earlier in the show, and that is, I always say when I'm speaking to groups, the government is not good at many things, maybe anything. And so when you can get the private sector involved, and especially in a project like this, which is kind of novel and a little unusual, I think you take the opportunity to let Elon Musk put his money at risk. There is a role for the governor, for state government, local government to weigh in here and make sure that this is done appropriately and that there's not some risk to the public interest. But generally speaking, I think we should embrace this and let's see what happens.
I absolutely love the concept, love the idea. I think it continues to present Nashville and Middle Tennessee as a great tourist destination. I think we're blessed living in Tennessee. There's so many different aspects of this state that people want to come and visit, spend their money, and we want to continue to keep our front porch nice and tidy and available to everybody that wants to come here. I think that's a great aspect about living here, and this is a very exciting component to everything else that's going on in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. I mean, obviously, you know what? If the timing is right and everything falls properly for John Rose, you could be the governor when this thing opens up. How about that?
Right. I might get invited to the opening of it, so that might be good. And I'll invite the mayor too, because it seems like he ought to be there. But,
right.
Even if he's not for it.
Yeah, whether he's for it or not, we'll extend the invitation. Be the bigger man. Well, I mean, with that in mind, I mean, we're kind of at a lull. Obviously, we're at a summer break for the legislature, but I felt like we were hitting a head of steam, not only with the big beautiful bill becoming the big beautiful law, but also some rescission measures that came to fruition before you guys left Washington, D.C. When you get back to the grind in the fall, I mean, do you hope to continue some of that activity that was going on before you left?
Absolutely. I think probably the first thing up is when we get back in September is going to be to see if we can fund the government for the upcoming year. The House has made a lot of progress on that already. I think we passed over 60% of the appropriations for the coming fiscal year before we left town. And so I hope we can pick up on that. I hope there is not a Schumer shutdown, but it sounds like the Democrats, because they have failed at everything else, they may try to see if they can shut down the government. I think that would be very unfortunate if they do that. And then I think we pick up on the rescissions and on implementing the Trump vision for restoring the greatness of America. And as I think you're already aware, we have 2 more bites at the apple with respect to reconciliation. And so I think you'll see us start to queue up the next effort there and the next rescission packages. And we obviously have a lot of work yet to do in terms of getting government to live within its means. And so Republicans, we're not going to rest on our laurels. Clearly, the president is not. And so I think Congress will pick up with the winning streak that we've been on before we came home for this district work period. And there's a lot of work to do. So I'm kind of chomping at the bit, ready to see what we take on next. And, we've certainly got a lot in front of us.
We have talked on my show quite a bit, Congressman, about how you get from non-regular order, which, I don't know that we've done continuing resolution after continuing resolution, it seems like all of my adult life, how you work that back to regular order and by extension, separate appropriation. That's the goal, right? 12 separate appropriation bills, judging each appropriation bill on its own merit, not cramming it into an omnibus bill, which is just fraught with overspending and peril. That's the goal. How do we were told that, hey, let's get the big, beautiful bill done. We need this to get us to the fall. How does that translate to that regular order and that normal way of doing business that we have all said that we want for so long?
Well, I think the House we've been trying to get our sea legs back over the last couple of Congresses, but really this Congress and last couple of years, better way of saying it. And I think we're making progress. So, the appropriations process in the House has been functioning close to normal. We haven't been able to get a few of those appropriations bills across the line. And then, of course, the Senate only, in Republican hands during this year. And so they actually are starting to move the ball as well. So, let's hope that we can get there this time around and do this in regular order. That may be a heavy lift, but we've taken on issues all year that no one thought we could do. So I'm optimistic that we're moving closer to that. As I said when I lost you earlier, we can take on reconciliation a couple of times yet in this Congress, and I think that will afford us the opportunity to get to continue the work we did with the One Big Beautiful Law and get the country back on track. But we're blessed to have a president who's not waiting for Congress, and he's making deals, and those deals are going to buttress our American economy and I think produce good results in terms of GDP growth for Americans and bring jobs back home. And I think Congress can continue to follow the president's lead, frankly.
I feel like we're in the middle of this stream in terms of right-sizing our government, identifying waste, fraud, and abuse, shrinking the size of the federal government, getting back to the states. Maybe not even in the middle. Maybe we're just at the beginning. And yet I see that where Missouri GOP Senator Josh Hawley is introducing a bill that would bring $600 back per adult and child in a tariff rebate check. I'm absolutely against this, John. Not that I don't want Americans to keep more of their money, but I do believe that we need to make sure that we're no longer spending at a deficit on the federal level before we start talking about things like rebate checks. I'm glad that people are keeping more of their money. I'm glad that the tax cuts became permanent in the big, beautiful law. But I feel like this idea of sending money back to individuals in the form of a check might be a little bit premature. Have you heard about this, and do you have any thoughts on it?
Well, I've just heard about it. I agree with you. I think when you're spending $2 trillion a year more than you're taking in, and we're going to, we'll have made a small dent in that at this point, just a very small dent in that. We don't need to be thinking about how to spend money. There is there is clearly a spending problem in Washington, and I think this is just an illustration that the overwhelming tendency of Congress to figure out how to spend money and not how to save money. So we need to. The biggest benefit that we could give to the American people is to get the government back living within its means. And so this is no time to be handing checks out, in my personal opinion, particularly because I think we're going to see this economy just really supercharged with all of the accomplishments that the president has achieved in his first 6 months in office.
It's funny, John. You and I had it on good authority from our friends on the political left that we'd be in a recession right now. Remember that when they told us that, Jen?
Absolutely, yes. And it's you see a few of the more practical liberals, like I hate to say it, but Bill Maher, who's admitting I was just wrong. He's saying I was just wrong.
Yep.
That's Bill Maher saying he was wrong, and he was, and we have those on the right who were poo-pooing the president's approach to trade, and now they're kind of having to eat that because the president has made this work. And the full history hasn't been written here yet, but it certainly looks promising at this point. We've seen in the space of just over a week, the president, or a couple of weeks here, close the two biggest deals in history. I think anyone who looks at those practically will tell you that's exactly what he's done, and they're good for America, and I think they will, supercharge the American economy, and then the job of members of Congress is to help the president, follow through on that, and then not get, distracted and start spending money where we shouldn't.
Been a pretty good summer thus far. Let's hope it keeps going. John, thank you for your time. Thank you for your thoughts on the economic development that we're seeing coming to Middle Tennessee. And come by and see us next time you're in Nashville.
Thank you, Matt. Thanks for having me on. And it's a great honor and privilege to represent the people of Tennessee.
Take care. There's John Rose joining us, 6th Congressional District Representative, representing B&A Airport, B&A being in the 6th Congressional District. More in a moment, 25 after the hour. It is Super Talk 99.7. My name is Matt Murphy. Widespread and wireless communication for the masses. It's the Matt Murphy Radio Show, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. I'm glad you're here. Ken Weaver's back in News Closet B. He delivers headlines twice an hour and when it breaks. There's young Jackson Williams. He's controlling the experience, screening your telephone calls, punching the buttons, doing the job of three men. And we appreciate both of those two gentlemen making it possible to present this broadcast to you this afternoon. Thank you, and I hope you're having a happy Tuesday. It's our episode 852 today on this July 29. I hear that it's hot outside. That's what I'm told.
It is, Brother Murphy.
I was out. Hey, you ever been out to that? I don't mean to give folks free plugs, but hell, we've been doing it for the Boring Company for the better part of 2 days. That used book joint out in West Nashville, McKay's. You know what I'm talking about?
I do not.
It's a used book place. It's like they could do books and they do CDs and they do record albums.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And you can turn in your old stuff, and they'll give you a price for it, and then they'll give you a credit to the store, or they give you cash. They give you much less cash than they will credit. So I just turn that into credit, and then and go buy you something nice like a book or a record album.
Yeah, boy, I like mining for vinyl.
Let me tell you, they got a great vinyl selection, an insane vinyl selection.
I bet.
And I was out there earlier today. I was turning in CDs.
Yeah.
And just turning them in, and I'll go later tonight and see what they're going to give me for them.
Yeah.
And I was trying to load one-handed CDs into these buckets out of my car. My goodness, it was hot. I was sweating everywhere. I mean, every crack that God gave me, I was sweating on.
You could have given those to me, and I'd have given you credit. I'd have said Matt Murphy gave these to me.
You like that CD? Matt Murphy gave me that one. That was my credit. Have you ever been to McKay's?
Oh, yeah, I love McKay's.
It's good.
I'm going.
It's good. No, that's
You haven't been, Ken?
I never have.
Oh, it's awesome.
Right off of 40 at exit 199. There you go.
Well,
great shop.
It's a great local place, and I'll go later on tonight and find out how much credit I'm getting.
Ooh,
I'm very very.
Get Ken a present.
I should. Ken, what kind of record albums you into?
I'm looking for. There's one in particular but you don't get me that.
Oh, no, just tell me what it is. I'll see if they have it.
Okay, I need one more to complete my Steve Perry collection of Journey albums. I need Departure.
Departure.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll check into that. You know, when I first
I got a
here,
Journey album from you.
Yeah, I was giving away Journey albums just as I was trying to get the morning show to like me. That was when you were still on the morning show. And I figured I needed all the help I could get to make friends, and so I was handing out Journey albums.
Well, and when people asked me, I said, yeah, Brother Murphy gave that to me.
Oh, so see, I got credit right there. There you go. I don't think we need credit of a different sort. Missouri GOP Senator Josh Hawley has introduced a bill that, if passed, would deliver a $600 per adult and dependent child tariff rebate check to qualifying Americans. The American Worker Rebate Act of 2025, according to Hawley, would provide Americans with $600 each, or a total of $2,400 for a family of four. Hawley stated in a press release, Americans deserve a tax rebate after 4 years of Biden policies that have devastated family savings and livelihoods. Like President Trump proposed, my legislation would allow hardworking Americans to benefit from the wealth that Trump tariffs are returning to this country. Hawley's proposal follows after President Trump floated the idea Friday, stating that his administration was pondering a little rebate, end quote. It is a bad idea. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. And I don't believe that we need to engage in this idea. Here's why I would tell you that it's a bad idea.
Yes, sir.
Why not spend less money at the federal level and tax us less? How about you stop overspending? How about we are $37 trillion in debt as a nation? And I would love a little freebie rebate that gets everybody excited. You know what? I mean, what we need to do is change the way we look at the federal government. We need to change the way we look at government, generally speaking. We need to send less of our money to the federal government in the form of taxation, and that's going to benefit everyone from an economic standpoint. This idea of the government giving out free money, free money, free money, how about stop spending our money hand over fist on projects that do not benefit the American people? There are better ways to accomplish this long term. Why do some senators and some congresspeople feel like they have to bribe the American people? And if Donald Trump's a part of this, God bless him, I'll include him too. I hated, now I got one, but I hated that stupid COVID rebate. I hated it because it was a bribe. It was an apology on the part of the federal government to the American people for shutting down broad swaths of the United States economy on the back of a lie. No, this is not the way to do this. Handing out, quote unquote, handing out freebies, rebates from the federal government. How about you don't bait to begin with and you don't have to give me a rebate? How about that? No, this is not the way to do this. It is fiscally irresponsible to suggest that we should be cutting checks back. And I understand why, in a knee-jerk fashion, people would be in favor of this. Well, I need to keep more of my money. We need to stop overspending. Our financial and fiscal irresponsibility is going to destroy this nation if we don't get it under control. And we're in the middle of the stream right now. We need to continue to insist that the federal government bring back to the states that which is not constitutionally mandated to be a part of the federal government. We need to continue to insist that we dismantle these ridiculously overexpensive federal programs that do not better the lives of the American people, for example, the Department of Education. We need to continue the process of balancing the budget. Now, when we get to a balanced budget, you want to talk to me about tax rebates? I'm all for it. But we haven't balanced the budget yet. This year's budget will not be balanced. Next year's budget will not be balanced. And until we get there, I don't think we need to be talking about rebates. 615-737-9986, 615-737-9986, either via super text or on the telephones. I understand. Oh, give me some. And look, if somebody sent me a check, I suppose if somebody sent me a check, I just signed it over to Jackson. That's what I would do.
Okay.
You're in favor of that, Jackson?
Free money.
Would I get credit for that?
Yeah, I'd give you credit.
Thank you.
Matt Murphy gave me. I bought this with the check Matt Murphy gave me.
Oh, and that's sweet. What would you buy with that $600?
I have no idea.
I mean, put it in the bank. Let it,
Yeah, invest.
let it matriculate.
Maybe invest in the Boring Company. Maybe get a free Tesla ride.
You never know. I mean, this might be the start of something big with the Boring Company. I guess they've already started it.
I want to ride in the tunnel.
All right. Well, you and I, and if Ken Weaver wants a part of it, we'll be right there in front.
I'm kind of scared of them tunnels, boys.
Ken, you're getting in the tunnel.
Ken, shut up and get in the tunnel.
I mean, I'll do it, but I'm claustrophobic.
You'll be fine.
Here's the breaking news. You're getting in this car, Ken Weaver.
Like I said earlier today, you might hear a hoo
So,
coming out of either end of that thing if there's a traffic stop.
I don't believe that there's any trouble. I don't believe that there will be any trouble. I think we will be safe and sound. But have you seen some of the images that they have on the Boring Company's website for the Las Vegas Loop?
No.
Freaks me out a little bit. It's one lane.
It is very narrow.
It's one lane. It's narrow.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's not like this huge big old tunnel. It's a cylinder.
It's efficient.
It is certainly efficient, and it is. I think it's like 12 feet wide. I think it's like 12 feet wide. It'll fit a Tesla, probably fit a Cybertruck, and not much else.
Do you think there will be a Cybertruck option?
I certainly hope there will be.
I want to ride in the bed.
Yeah, okay. Ken Weaver and I in the back of the Cybertruck, and Jackson in the bed. And let's go.
How about if I just wait for you fellas?
Ken, you're getting in the Cybertruck.
Goodness.
There is no negotiating here.
I will jump out of a plane at anytime you ask me to. And I've done it in the past. I've gone skydiving. But boy, if you ask me to get in a submarine, I don't know about all that. They're just the more I live on this earth, the more claustrophobic I become.
Yeah.
I had to when I had to get my my MRI done for the shoulder, Ken.
Yes, sir.
I had already done a CT. Have you ever done an MRI, by the way, Ken Weaver?
I believe so. Is that where you hear a bunch of clicking sounds?
Yeah, pop, 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 like a hammer.
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times.
Well, I think that. So I've only done 2 MRIs, and the first one that they put me in, there was no opening at the end of the tube. It was just you're in a tube, and I pressed the button. You know, they give you the little panic button,
right?
And I got in there, and I thought, well, I'll be fine. It'll be 15 minutes of my life. I'll just keep my eyes closed. But I looked, and there was no opening, and I'm like, can't do it. Press the button. I'm out. That was probably 10 years ago. This one that I did for my shoulder, I did not specify, quote, open MRI. And these open MRIs, they have an opening at the end. And I don't know, for someone claustrophobic, I do not know what it is, what that opening does, but it is everything.
Yes.
Everything in terms of claustrophobia. Because you put me in that tube, and as you're putting me in that tube, it freaks me out because everything's so close in, and I can't get out of there. But then I look at that opening,
It's okay.
Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Look, I could get out anytime I want.
Yeah.
Waco says Ken's like Mr. T on the A-Team. In more ways than one.
Yeah.
He's got those muscles.
The
beard.
Boy.
He's shorter than you think. Likes gold chains. Doesn't have a mohawk.
No.
But I bet he could if he wanted one.
I could have one if I wanted one.
Yeah.
I just have to let, the middle part of my head grow out.
I like the idea of it. I know it's not a Coffin 3581, but it certainly feels like. You ever had an MRI, Jackson?
Yes, I'm not a fan.
I mean, and Jackson, you're a big man.
Yeah.
Tight in there. It was tight on me.
I don't really remember. I was kind of out of it.
I just have to close my eyes and go to a distant place.
I took a gummy.
That's
and
a
actually
good call.
napped.
That's a good call.
What kind of gummy,
Brother Ken?
Weaver?
Oh, you know what kind of gummy. Don't ask him what kind of gummy when he says he took a gummy. You know what kind of gummy he took.
THC gummy.
Go ahead and rip that Band-Aid clean
just
off.
whatever, Jackson. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, man. And those MRIs, they're a little freaky deaky. So yeah, jumping out of a plane is fine. A narrow tunnel, but I'll do it. I'll do it for the betterment of this community.
Well, I'll do it with you fellas. But I guarantee I'd take a gummy before we do.
4018 said, "Get in the damn hole, Ken." Just get in the hole and quit. Be quiet about it.
It's mind over matter.
I don't mind because you don't matter.
How many people are going to chicken out the first day of the tunnel?
No, I mean,
I hope it's like a water park where you have to walk past everybody in line.
Look, most of those people that are coming off the airplane, they go through the airport, they've had themselves a couple of drinks, they probably had a little puffy. You know what I'm talking about? They'll pour their butts into those Teslas and off they go. And they'll light them up all fancy. It'll be nice and green and blue. I bet it'll be just like Arnold Schwarzenegger going through that tube in The Running Man. Y'all remember that? You ever seen The Running Man when they shot him through the tube into the zone?
Oh.
That's what I envision the tunnel is. All those lights going by. Shoop, 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 shoop. It's going to be fun. Paint it green or red or something like that. You could advertise on the walls of the tunnel. You know, deja vu, deja vu, deja vu, deja vu. What?
There's just so many local businesses that you could have chose.
That's just the first
That's
one.
where we landed.
First one that came to mind.
Oh, of course it is.
I'm not, 6648 said, I'm not claustrophobic at all, but I almost panic getting a brain. Look, I'm fine on an escalator or rather an elevator. I'm fine in a box, but when I don't feel like I can get out if I want to get out, that's the problem.
Exactly.
Well, don't
That's
you
the
get that
problem.
feeling in an elevator?
Not really. I mean, but there's not enough time to worry about it, I guess. You know what I mean?
Well, and they've got a button where you can call the fire department.
They'll claw you right out of there.
Maybe
Yes.
the Teslas will have a button to call the fire department.
Or
I
they-
imagine they'll have some sort of fail-safe in that system.
Well, they
Yeah.
say that they do have that sort of thing in the tunnels, like out there in Las Vegas. They've got
Like a little
They've got
off-
stuff for situations.
yeah,
like
I mean, they're going to have little safety
that.
zones.
They've got to.
Yeah. Like if a Tesla breaks down, vehicles break down. If a Tesla breaks down, they got to have some place for it to go. Obviously, they're going to have a little safety zone.
Right.
I wonder how many Teslas they're going to go through in a year. Because you got to think the miles on that thing.
I don't know, 8 miles at a pop. Those things run forever, don't they? Now, some questions about the legit electricity drain. That number of electric vehicles, that is going to create a little bit more of a drain on the grid, which we have to consider. 0307, have you ever been stuck on an elevator? I have not.
I have for a short period of time.
Did you start figuring out who you're going to eat?
No, fortunately, before I started tripping out, it actually started up again.
That's good. That's good. Anytime I get on an airplane, this is a dirty, dark secret from Matt Murphy to you. Let's just go ahead and throw this out there.
Let's do it.
Every time I get on an airplane, I do two things. One, in the back of the seat, they tell you what type of airplane it is, like CRJ 900 or whatever. And I immediately go to my phone and I look up the crashes of that plane. I don't know why. But I do. It makes me feel better. And then as the plane is taking off, I look around me and I figure out if the worst case scenario happens and we crash, I got to figure out who I'm going to eat. Look, I might die from the crash. I'm not going to die from starvation.
You're not going to die hungry.
No, absolutely not.
That'd be a terrible way to die.
What, from starvation,
Starvation.
after the crash? Not letting that happen. No.
Do you always bring a volleyball with you to draw a face on it?
I mean, you got to do what you got to do. No, but that's not a bad idea.
have a friend.
It's time to go before we get into too much trouble. We've got a good friend of the show, Senator Jack Johnson, stopping by to talk about the tunnel a little bit. We'll also talk about the sad shooting in New York City and the reasoning behind it. Look, we try to make sense of the senseless oftentimes in the aftermath of things like this, and it's next to impossible to do it. I'll give you the details. Super Talk 99.7 WTN.